The twins they hid for 6 months. Yulong and young Mei Mei's emotional revelation shocks Asia. Full 2,500-word feature article. On the morning of December 2, 2025, the Chinese entertainment industry experienced one of the most shocking moments in its history. What was initially assumed to be a routine, low-profile press briefing suddenly evolved into one of the most emotional revelations ever seen from a celebrity couple. Without any previous hint, actor Yulong and actress-singer young Mei Mei stepped forward and confessed to the world that they had secretly welcomed twin baby girls 6 months earlier, and had kept their existence hidden due to heartbreaking reasons. What followed was a press conference that no reporter, no fan, and no industry insider will ever forget. 1. An unexpected morning that shook the media. At exactly 9 a.m., journalists received a short, cryptic notification. Urgent press gathering. Attendance required. 9:30 sharp. No explanation. No context. No spokesperson. Given the secrecy and suddenness, rumors erupted immediately. Some speculated an upcoming project announcement. Others feared a scandal. Within minutes, reporters from all major media outlets rushed to the small conference room prepared in a quiet corner of a Beijing hotel. The room itself felt unusually intimate. Dim lights, only 2 microphones, no promotional banners, no sponsors, no branding. The atmosphere was tense. Cameras were being adjusted in a hurry, reporters whispered theories among themselves, and the sound of frantic typing filled the space. Everyone felt that something significant, whether good or bad, was about to happen. Nobody, however, predicted this. 2. A shocking entrance that left the room breathless. At 9:32 a.m., the double doors opened. Yulong entered first, walking slowly, his face serious, eyes slightly red as if he had spent a long night awake. He bowed deeply, but his body language was heavy with unresolved emotion. Something about him felt different, less like a celebrity and more like a father carrying the weight of the world. For a few seconds, the reporters held their breath. Then, 2 minutes later, the door gently opened again. This time, it was young Mei Mei, her hair tied loosely, her face glowing yet tired, and in her arms were 2 tiny baby girls, wrapped in soft pastel blankets. The room froze. You could hear the sharp intake of breath from several reporters. Some cameras shook because the photographers' hands were trembling. A few whispered, "Are those babies?" while others simply stared, stunned into silence. But there was no doubt. Young Mei Mei was holding twins. 3. These are our daughters. The unbelievable confirmation. When the couple sat down, Yulong reached out and held Mei Mei's hand. The gesture alone spoke volumes. Then, he lifted the microphone. His voice cracked on the very first sentence. "These are our daughters." A wave of gasps filled the room. Dozens of reporters dropped their pens. The twins, 2 perfectly peaceful girls around 6 months old, were their children. Their secret. Their reason for disappearing for half a year. Mei Mei continued with a soft, emotional tone. "We kept their birth private because we needed to protect them. The entertainment industry can be harsh. We chose silence to keep them safe. This was not a scandal. This was not a publicity stunt. It was a heartfelt confession, one no one had expected." 4. The heartbreaking reason behind the secrecy. Silence fell as Yulong continued. He revealed the truth that immediately changed the tone of the entire press conference. Both girls were born with congenital heart issues. Reporters froze. Even those who had prepared tough questions found themselves unable to speak. Yulong's voice shook as he described the moment the doctors delivered the news right after birth. Both babies had irregular heart rhythms, breathing difficulties, and were considered dangerously fragile. For the first month of their lives, the twins stayed in the neonatal intensive care unit, NICU, surrounded by machines, tubes, and constant monitoring. Young Mei Mei added quietly, "I couldn't even hold them for the first week. Only touch their hands through the incubator window." Her eyes shimmered with tears. Meanwhile, Mei Mei also suffered postpartum complications. She was weak, exhausted, and emotionally fragile, making their journey even harder. "We were terrified," Mei Mei admitted. "Every day, we feared losing them." The entire room fell into a profound silence, one filled with respect, heartbreak, and deep empathy. 5. 6 months of crisis, fear, and fighting for their children. The couple then described the harrowing months after the twins left the hospital. Every day was unpredictable. Every day was a battle. The babies required constant medication, hourly check-ins, and weekly hospital visits. Yulong confessed that he stayed awake many nights, watching their breathing, afraid something might go wrong while they slept. Whenever they cried too hard, I panicked, because I worried it would strain their hearts. He described feeding them one by one through the night, changing diapers with trembling hands, and the overwhelming fear when one of the twins once stopped breathing for a brief moment. I cried more than the babies, he admitted with a sad laugh that made the room ache. This was not the glamorous life people imagined. This was survival. This was parenthood under terrifying conditions. 6 months completely off the radar. The couple disappeared from the public eye for 6 months, and now the world finally knew why. No outings. No events. No social media posts. No projects. Yulong rejected multiple film offers during that period. Mei Mei moved all her schedules. They rarely stepped outside their home except for hospital visits. They built a small world of 4, just themselves and their daughters. A world filled with medical alarms, tiny baby noises, sleepless nights, and quiet battles no one else ever saw. We weren't hiding a scandal, Yulong explained. We were hiding our fear. We were protecting our children. 7. Why they chose to reveal everything now. At the press conference, the couple made it clear that this announcement was intentional and final. The reason? The girls are finally stable. After half a year of treatments, monitoring, and endless effort, the twins' conditions had improved significantly. The doctors finally declared them strong enough, though still requiring periodic checkups. Yulong said, "We didn't want rumors or paparazzi photos to reveal them in a harmful way. We wanted to show our daughters to the world on our own terms, with honesty. And perhaps most surprising, this is the first, and possibly the last, time the public will see the twins. They were here only to clarify the truth, not to become public figures." 8. A firm stand on privacy. Their lives belong to them. Once the shock wore off, the reporters expected follow-up announcements, photos, or perhaps a new beginning for the celebrity family. But the couple quickly shut down those assumptions. Yulong stated clearly, "We will not release photos. We will not allow interviews about our children. They will not appear on television or social media." Young Mei Mei added, "Their lives are their own. They owe nothing to the entertainment world." This firm boundary showed their determination as parents. The twins' appearance today was not for fame, not even for fans. It was purely for transparency and to stop harmful speculation. After today, the couple insisted their children would return to a normal, protected life. 9. The most emotional moment of the entire event. Just when the atmosphere felt heavy with emotion, something unexpectedly heartwarming happened. One of the twins, nestled safely in Mei Mei's arms, suddenly let out a small, bubbling laugh. A natural, innocent baby giggle. The entire room melted. Reporters who had been holding their cameras in tense silence found themselves smiling unconsciously. Some eyes even filled with tears. After months of fear, pain, and secrecy, that tiny laugh symbolized hope, healing, and new beginnings. Yulong looked at his daughter with eyes full of love. She didn't laugh for weeks after she was born. Hearing her laugh now, it feels like a miracle. Even the babies, unaware of the chaos around them, brought a softness to the room that no celebrity event had ever achieved. 10. The final words that silenced the entire press hall. As the conference neared its end, Mei Mei bowed deeply. "Please protect our children by respecting their privacy." Then, Yulong delivered the final statement, one that will undoubtedly be quoted across headlines for months. "Today, we share our truth with you. This is everything. And this is the last time we will involve our children in the public eye. They are the most precious part of our lives." With that, he and Mei Mei stood up, each holding one daughter close to their chest. They walked out slowly, leaving behind a stunned room, one filled not with sensational gossip, but with overwhelming empathy and admiration. Their story was no longer one of secrecy. It had become a story of love, fear, strength, and family.